Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm very happy to be sharing this video with you all today. But today I'm going to be doing something a bit different than normal. Normally I'm painting or drawing on something, but today I'm actually just going to be decorating and customizing something. More specifically these hats or sombreros. I'm going to be customizing all 5 of these today. My mom actually bought these 5 hats and asked me to customize them for her, and so that's what I'm going to be doing today. And honestly, this process took a really long time, mostly in the planning stages before I actually started recording. I spent many days just trying to think about how I was going to customize them, what colors and what designs. And honestly, the planning took a lot longer than I thought, but eventually I did get there. And as you can see with this first hat, I chose to go with purple and these golden flowers to decorate the hat. And I am going to be using hot glue to just glue on all the flowers onto the hat. And I did burn myself many times while doing this, but that's just the price you have to pay, I guess. When I was decorating and choosing the flowers for each of them, I really wanted to make each hat special and unique. I didn't want them all to look too similar to each other. And you don't really see it on camera, but I spent a lot of time picking each of the flowers, deconstructing some of them and rebuilding them, and just trimming some of the back pieces of the stems and some of the actual flowers. And so it took a really long time to get through all of these, which I wasn't really expecting. And I hope it's not too boring for you all to watch, because it is somewhat of a repetitive process of just picking up the flower and gluing it into place. But here's the first hat that I did, and it's honestly one of my top favorites from the ones that I did. I just love how the gold looks against the black hat, and the purple that matches with that little like bow. Especially the pink heart gem in the center. But moving on to this next hat, I wanted to go with a really simple design for this one, and I wanted to go for a fall or autumn theme. And so I picked out these 4 leaves, these purplish ones and these 2 orange ones, and then this really pretty orange flower. And so I chose all of these to use them to decorate this hat. I started by just gluing the purple leaves to the back of the orange flower, and then gluing all of that onto the hat itself. And then I glued the other 2 orange pieces on either side of that, and it was done. Honestly, this was one really probably the quickest out of all of them, especially because it had the least amount of things on it. But I really love how it turned out. It's giving autumn and fall vibes, and I really like that. Moving on to the next hat, this one was honestly quite a bit of a struggle for me. The hat itself seemed really plain and simple, but then I noticed that I have these kind of same shaped flowers that are on the scarf around the hat, and so I kind of chose 2 different types. I got a small group of them with the little green leaves on the back, and then I made some with this extra blue on the back, just to add some slight variety into each of the flowers. And then I arranged them kind of in repeating order. I started with one center flower which had blue, pink, and purple, and then I did 2 of the pink and blues, and then I would do a pink and the green leaves, and it just continued in that order until I was all the way around the hat. And although I love these flowers, this is probably my least favorite of the hats, just because I feel like the flowers are really small and so you can't really notice them as much. But I do still like it, it's just my least favorite out of all of the ones that I did customize. And moving on to the third hat, this hat was also a bit of a struggle in the planning period. As you can see, it's like this white cream color, and it has the white scarf with like pastel colors going through it. And I love the scarf, and I wanted to use that as the inspiration, but I couldn't really find any flowers in the pastel colors that would match perfectly. And so instead I chose white and yellow and pinkish flowers that were on the softer side, and just use those to decorate this hat. And honestly, I'm really happy I did go this way because I really love how this one turned out. It's a bit monochromatic with the colors, but I really like the vibe that it gives off. It's very light and bright and vibrant, but yet soft. And normally with all of the hats that I've been decorating so far, I've been starting in the center front of the hat, but for this one I decided to start more towards the side and the back of the hat as the focal point. And this is how this hat turned out. Again, I really love how it turned out. I just think it looks really cute. And moving on to the final hat, this is also my favorite hat from the starting out point. I love this hat, I love the different colors, and I loved how big it was. But sadly, that was also one of the things that made decorating this hat so difficult, was how big it was and all of the colors. I had to choose colors that matched well with it, which was really hard, surprisingly. But in the end, I decided what was most important was to choose flowers that were big enough to fill the space and that you could actually see on the hat because the hat is so big. And so I chose 2 different yellow flowers and the pink roses and went around the hat, kind of changing the yellow ones every other one and then doing the pink in between all of them. And I try to take extra care with this hat because I always have spacing issues, so you can see me like placing them and replacing them and moving them around a lot. But this hat is my favorite out of all the ones I did. It's just so bright and pretty and colorful, and I just love it so much. And this is how the final hat turned out. I do want to wish my mom a happy birthday as it was this week. I honestly wouldn't be here without her, and I'm just so eternally grateful for her. And also thank you all of you as well for watching this video and all of my other videos. I greatly appreciate it, and I really hope you all did enjoy this video and like how these hats turned out. I really enjoyed making them, even if I did burn myself many times with hot glue gun. I still enjoyed making them, and I'm happy how they all turned out. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye!